Welcome, chapter authors. In this video, we are going to learn how to create a blog post. But before we start, I'd just like to show you what the blog posts are. From the home page, you can see at the bottom of the page, we have news and information available in different blogs. These stay available, and you can find them by doing a search from our site. Likewise, on our chapter pages, we also have blogs, and I've created one at the bottom down here about our Winterfest. So you can see here we have a featured image, and it says who it's by and the date, and then is the title, and then you'll see the first few sentences followed by a View Details button. If I click on that View Details button, it takes me to the blog post. Now you can see here I have the featured image followed by the blog post. I put a lot of different photos in this, so I made them smaller to fit. And so now that you see what it looks like here, I'm going to show you what it looks like in the editor. This editing tool for creating posts is very similar to our chapter editing tool. You can see here that the photos do not look like they're in the same order that they do on the page, but this is how it looks in the editor. Of course, if you only have a few photos, your page won't look this messy. So, let's get started. From my chapter page, I'm going to go up and hover over Posts. You can see you have two choices. There's All Posts or Add New. So I'm going to click on All Posts. And here you can see that we have all the posts that we have written. Now, one thing that I want to point out here is that you can create draft posts as well. You can see that this test post here has draft beside it. So if you get your post partially written and you still need a detail or two, save it as a draft and come back and add the details later. So from this page, I'm going to click Add New. I could also select it over here on the left under Posts, Add New. And to make things simple for me, I'm just going to duplicate the posts that I've already created. This is very similar to the chapter page. You can see over here that we have a place to enter text, we have categories, and we have a featured image choice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start with my featured image. And I'm going to go to my chapter list of images. So now you can see that we have our featured image here. And now I'm going to go up and add my title. I like to add my text first and then go in and add my photos. And so I've already created my text in Microsoft Word, so I'll just go over here and paste it. So now that I've pasted my text, I can start formatting it. I'm going to go up here and select heading 3, which will make it a headline. So after this sentence, I want to put in my photo of the flyer. So I'll click after the sentence and hit return. Next, I'm going to go up and click Add Media. If you haven't learned how to add media yet, please check out video 4. And I'm going to go to my media page. And choose the photo from the media library that I want to use. And click Insert into Post. Now this photo looks pretty much like the size I want to use. So now I want to add in another photo. And to do this, I'm going to select the photo, and because I want to place it right beside it, I'm going to select it. Now I'm going to use the right arrow key on my keyboard and click it to move my cursor over. You will now see that the cursor is blinking right beside the photo. I'm just going to make a couple spaces beside it and then click Add Media and go in and select my next photo, which is going to be this centerpiece. Now I'm going to click on my first photo, and because I want these to line up side by side, I'm going to select the first one here, which will align it left and will allow me to have other content beside it. If I select this one, which it is now, the image would appear below the previous line of text and the image would stand on a row all its own. Then the next line of text would align underneath it. However, we want our photo to align left and then have the next photo align right beside it. So we're going to choose the Align Left button. So next, we want to do the same thing with this one. And now it appears up on the left-hand side as well. So it just works out that these two photos are pretty compatible in size, but I want to add one more. So I'm going to select the image, my second image. Now I'm going to use the right arrow key on my keyboard and click it to move my cursor over. Once again, I get the blinking cursor and I'm going to make 2 spaces, then add in a third image. So I'm going to add media and I'm going to choose this photo and select Insert into Post. Okay, and you can see that it has gone underneath. I click that Align Left and I want to make this photo a little bit bigger so it will go across the page. So I'm going to go up to the pencil, click Edit, and these photos all came in as medium sized. I want to change this one so it's a little bit larger. So I click on the size and I go Custom Size. As a rule of thumb, for the computer screen, I imagine about 1,000 pixels in width for the columns that we're using on our blog pages. So I'm going to make this one 400. You don't have to worry about the height. Never change the height. Always think about the width. If you change the height in addition to changing the width, you will distort the picture. So only change one and the height will naturally adjust. So now that is 400 pixels. And at this point, I want to look at it, see how it looks, see if it's fitting correctly. So I'm going to go up to Save Draft. Then I'm going to click on Preview. Okay, so you can see we have our featured image here. We can also see that we have this banner up here at the top. And here we have our title, and we have our 3 pictures aligned up as we planned, but we have this teeny tiny column here that has text. And I don't want that to appear here. I want it to go down to the next line. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to go back to Edit Post. To bump the text down to the next line, there is a shortcode. I'm going to click right in front of the text after the photo, go to Shortcodes, and select Gap. Now, you won't be able to see it. This is why the editor looks a little bit more messy than your actual page, is because we put these in so that they will automatically return the text underneath the photo. If you try to just hit return, it can really mess up the look of your post. So this is the best way to do it. So now let's take a look at it again. I'm going to go up and click Save Draft and then hit Preview. So here we have our page. So now you can see that our photos are lined up nicely and our text is now underneath the photos. To go back to my editing page, I click Edit Post. So now once again, just like our photos and our events, we need to make sure that we select the correct category for our page. So news is automatically checked. We do not want it there. So we uncheck that and scroll down to our county. And there we are. So next, I want to add another photo, and I want to add it before ticket. So I'm going to select that space right before the word ticket, add media, go to my county, and I'm going to select the photo of all the door prizes and insert it into my post. I want to make this photo a line on the left with text beside it. So I'm going to click on it, choose Align Left, and if I want to edit it and make it a little bit bigger or smaller, I can do that. Make it 350. Again, do not change the other one. You can see that it automatically changes to keep the proportions correct. And now let's take a look at it. So I'm going to go over and hit Save Draft, hit Preview, and you can now see that the photo is on the left-hand side and my text is running beside it. I'm going to do another photo to show you how to center a photo within a column. So I'm going to go up to Edit Post, and I'm going to choose a photo to place right in the end here. How about after the word everything? I'm going to hit Return after everything, add media, and I'm going to select one of these photos with everybody sitting around the table. So I selected that one, and it's a nice horizontal image. I'm going to select Insert into Post. This one came in pretty small, and I want to edit it, so I'm going to go up and click the Edit button. And I'm just going to go ahead and make this large. And I'm going to go in here and put Center, and then click Update. So now you can see the photo is nice and large and in the center, and will show up on its own line with the text before and after it. At this point, since everything looks good to me, I'm going to hit Publish. If you just want to continue to save it as a draft, You can save it as a draft and come back to it later. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to my left-hand side and click on Chapter. And I'm going to select my chapter page, and I'm just going to go to View. So here I can see my chapter page. And as I scroll down, I have two blogs. One is the first one that I made, and then here's the one that we just made. So I'm going to click on View Details. And here it is. So now you know how to create a blog post, and you can encourage your chapter to create stories about your events, trail rides, farm tips, horse training tips, or anything you think others might want to read. Happy blogging!